Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessToTrader.com weekend update show. Good to be back with you guys. As everybody knows, last week I was out of the live webinar Monday through Thursday. It was my son's Taekwondo, uh, you know, uh, United States Championships in Detroit, Michigan, and he did okay. He did okay. Placed silver in one of the groups, got knocked out in the quarterfinals in the other group, and all in all, it was a pretty good experience. My little daughter competed in her first national championships, qualified in Maryland, and she got a bronze in the 8, 9-year-old yellow belt division. So that was kind of cool, great experience for them. Really cool experience for me. Stressful as hell, but it is what it is. That's what we all do as parents. We go through the stress so our kids concede. So getting back. It was so odd. I started my week on Friday, right? I started my week on Friday, which is a very weird day to start a week. And when you don't trade for like 4 days, 5 days, right? It really feels like years, and it's almost like you almost need to be very in sync with the rhythm of the market. So as everybody knows, I was doing the emails, nightly emails with all the pivots. And again, for all you guys who did trade the pivots, last week from the, just from the last time we spoke to each other, especially for you guys at home, you can see how aggressive these trades really were. I mean, really were. Congratulations to a lot of you guys caught these trades incredibly well. Again, in that, in the weekly pivot, we had that 354 break on Tesla when it got downgraded from Goldman Sachs. You can see what happened here. Google, we talked about in the beginning of the week, breaking below this 936 level, and it went right to 915. It's exactly what we thought about when we talked about measured moves from support to support. So a lot of really good moves there. The Qs really collapsed. And so when you look at what the market did last week, right? When you see what the market did last week, and again, it's very tough to me for me to comment on the day-to-day of what happened. All I just saw is closing prices and the charts that I was showing you guys on a nightly basis for the next trading day. But so it's very tough for a trader not to be behind the screens for 4 or 5 days and expect to come in right away, feet first, and start trading the market. So Friday was kind of a weird day for me. I felt a little off. I felt a little bit off in the morning. I wanted to trade smaller size. I put on 3 trades. I went long Tesla. I made money. I went short Tesla. I made money. Only thing I did wrong was I lost 2 cents on this little ARGS, which wasn't, not here nor there, but I did okay. I mean, I did okay. I was only trading a third of my size because I really wanted to kind of get into rhythm. Okay, and again, I don't care how long you trade, how long you've been a trader for. You really need to get your sea legs back. And when we talk about screen time, it's not only just to recognize trends or patterns or setups or kind of advantages. It really needs to kind of correlate into you slowing down the game. Remember we talked about, many of times, you can be a great college quarterback, but a lot of these college quarterbacks, they come into the first days of like OTAs or training camp, and you see this one of these crazy huge, like a James Harrison running at you, and all of a sudden you turn into a little deer in headlights. And that's what traders are. We are one step away from doing something stupid. So everything needs to line up. Our process needs to line up. Our money management needs to line up. Our ability to have short memories needs to line up. Everything needs to line up. But the most important thing is we have to take a deep breath. We have to make sure the game is slowing down for us, not speeding up for us. And any time, guys, and this is just not even for myself, just in general, anytime you feel off balanced, and again, everybody kind of knows what I'm talking about without actually describing it. You ever get those days that you sit there and you feel like you're sitting in your chair and you kind of leaning to the left? That's kind of how you feel when you kind of you don't sit behind a screen for a long time. So that's why I keep on telling guys, folks, if you are a trader and you really want to do this for a living, you can have slower days, okay, incredibly slower days. but sit there and watch the market. That's the part that slows down the game for you. So even if there's no setup there, you're so comfortable about the rhythm of the market when you are finally having allotment to put some money to work. You feel very, very good about your ability to succeed and read the market right. So I traded the third size on Fridays. Again, that's fine. I went long Tesla. I went long Tesla. I made some money. Here's my trades on Friday. So I went long Tesla. I think it was 15. It was this opening range, right? Opening range 15. Initially went to 16 and came back in, and then I shorted. This is the big break here. I shorted this 1170 area. Congratulations to all you guys who caught the trade. This thing went to 310. Like I said before the trade happened, you had 3 candles in a row. You had 3 candles in a row and holding that 1170 area. That news came out that actually there was some great bullish deliveries, and then slowly but surely, once it got rejected, Tesla came all the way back. Literally, this was an $8 reversal before the stock rallied. So overall, pretty decent moves on Friday. Tesla worked again, like I said, once to the long side, once to the short side. Costco was huge. This was from our Thursday email into Friday session. We talked about green to red, guys. Green to red, or break below this 156.56 level. It did both. It opened up 50 cents higher and went red, and this thing just got absolutely massacred. Congratulations for all you guys who did trade it. Neil and Kev, great job there as well. LT, great to have you back, my friend. Great to have you back in the room. Really good trader, very smart guy. Trades a lot of different names than I do as well. As you guys saw, he trades Nike and Microsoft, but very, very good with a lot of these pivots as well. Gave us 2 really good setups. One was NVIDIA long. Okay, one was NVIDIA long, and I believe it was right here. Or was it right here? I think it was right here. Sorry about that. So I think it was right here. That was good. And Netflix off of supply. You can see Netflix hit supply and faded there as well. So decent stuff. Definitely decent stuff. Most important part is what the macro cycle of the market did, and let's kind of go over that right now. So we talked about kind of the Dow versus the NASDAQ, right? The Dow versus the NASDAQ. And if you look at the closing scoreboard, you see it was a pretty flat week. The S&P down 0.1%. The NASDAQ rose, 0.2%, and the S&P was flat. So the Dow, 310. I mean, it was a flat tape. And, it was a lot of rotation out of tech. You can see this all week, a lot of rotation out of tech. And you can see just the moves, just NVIDIA, Facebook, obviously Tesla just got absolutely manhandled this week. Tesla and Google. And again, if you guys notice, and this is something I really started to paying attention to a while ago, but it really confirmed in the last couple of weeks. When Goldman Sachs downgrades these stocks, these things become $3-4 day declines. Look what happened to Google when Goldman downgraded them, just got smashed. And look what happened to Tesla when Goldman Sachs downgraded them 4 days ago. And so big move. So guys, keep a close eye on any Goldman Sachs research. They downgrade stocks, especially names that are very, very aggressive. But if you look on the flip side, money came out of Tesla before kind of a bounce back on Friday session, and kind of went back into financials. And if you guys remember the whole financial trade, they couldn't do any wrong, right? They couldn't do any wrong from literally November, right? From the election all the way higher, and then they stopped, and then these things couldn't catch a bid. They just got to go lower again. And the next thing you know, and we're talking about like the XLF here. This is the financial bullish ETF side. Next thing you know, they're kind of a stone's throw away from taking out highs. And I kind of like this going into next week of this like 25-30 area. And you could obviously correlate that with your favorite financial stock, Goldman or Bank of America or Goldman or Morgan Stanley or JP Morgan or Citibank. But the XLF, it really is flagging very, very nicely. We saw again energy, oil, just going down the wrong way. Definitely going down the wrong way. You see just a headwind of oil slippage, which isn't great. So the question is, again, is the market going to, is the NASDAQ, right? Let's just use the QQQs as the barometer. Is the NASDAQ 100, who's spent about, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days now below the 50-day moving average, are they going to bring down the Dow? or is the Dow going to once again bring up the Nasdaq 100? We don't know. We don't know. But if you do look at the Nasdaq 100 trading, you will see kind of a one step forward and two step back, one step forward and then two step back. So I do believe we are in a downward bias until we close above the 50-day moving average on the QQQs. I do believe their bias will be to the downside. So let's get into some ideas for Monday. Look, let's start out with Tesla. Look, I think personally Tesla will eventually test this 306 level again. Okay, I really do. I think they're going to test this 306 level. Is it going to happen this week? I don't know. Okay, I don't know, but I think ultimately it will test this 306 level, and if it does, and it's on a closing basis, it's going to have a nice gap fill for this 294. But look, I think the stock could definitely dead cat bounce back to this this declining Bollinger Band, which is roughly the 319, 320 level. And if you look at the 60-minute, any break above this 1820 level, 1820 level will give some sort of trade. And even if it confirms 1730, it could give some sort of trade. So I think there will be some decent action on both sides of Tesla, even as we saw on Friday. But again, this is going to be the biggest part right here, this 306 level on Tesla to go back to the 294 levels. Amazon, actually held up. It really did. It actually held up. It closed back above the 50-day moving average. So we're going to have to actually watch this thing to the upside for the next couple of sessions over this 980s level. Google, still kind of in no man's land. It had this big decline, and now it's bouncing back. Look, can it get back to this 945 area? Yeah, maybe it could. But again, if it starts rolling over, remember, this is one of the golden downgrades. Alibaba looks interesting. We were watching this thing in the room. Alibaba looks interesting. For the last couple of days, it hasn't rallied, and it's held this 141.83 level twice, okay? And if you look at how it correlates on the 60-minute moving average, the same thing. So I kind of want to watch this thing for next week, 141.83 level to possibly get a back test to 139. So we definitely want to keep an eye on that one as well. NVIDIA kind of held as well. It's kind of like, straddling this 20-day moving average. I think a break above this 47.50, 48 level can get this thing going back as well. So the tech names are going to be kind of a touch and feel. See exactly what we can get on those when the market opens up. That's why always, guys, get into morning strategy at 9 a.m. So I am biased to the downside. I am biased to the downside on the Nasdaq 100. But again, if the banks and if the banks lift up the Dow, can these things follow through? Absolutely. So it's kind of one of those let's see what happens scenarios. Some other names that I do like going into the trading week, Wayfair. Okay, Wayfair. I think it's teetering. You got a series of lower highs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. Look, I'm watching the 73.50 level. If this thing breaks 73.50, I think you get a move to 72.50 and ultimately get a move to 70. Again, it hasn't rallied. Again, you can turn around and say, well, it's holding support. Yeah, everything holds support until it doesn't. So I want to watch the 73.50 level for a daily pivot, possible move to the 70.5 level, 70.20 level. So I definitely want to keep an eye on that. RH also very, very tired. Great heads up by Neil to giving us a setup. Look, I think the stock is probably one more day away from getting hit. Two ways you can trade it, obviously the green to red or a break below 61.83 for a move to 60, even 58 for the next couple of days. That looks good as well. Okay, a couple of small names I like. INAP. Okay, INAP. You can see the chart here. Everything's setting up pretty well here. I think a break above this 387 level will get this thing going. Keep an eye on that. AGEN that we've been in the room a few times. It's getting very, very close. I think it's going to be a multi-day type of trade. I don't think the first move is going to be huge, but a break above 418, 420 should get to the 430s, and if it confirms that, you could get a very, very aggressive follow-up in the middle of the week. So keep an eye on that. OSUR that we had a couple of months back, a couple of weeks back actually, off this 14, 15 level is flagging again. I think a break above this 18 could get this thing higher as well. Priceline, I don't trade Priceline anymore, but for all you guys who do trade options, man, look at this thing. This thing is literally a stone throws away for breaking out again. 1927 for your option players. It could get 100 points again if the market continues to be strong. And the last one, keep an eye on, guys, is this little VSTM. Had a very, very strong move on Thursday, kind of rested on Friday. Looking for resumption of that move as well. If you are listening to this, based on Dropbox, and you want to obviously listen to the whole thing, I'll put this out on YouTube. But for all you guys who are watching on Dropbox Monday through Thursday for our part-time trader program, in the upper right-hand corner, there's a download all, and because for some reason Dropbox only records or at least plays the first 15 minutes. And so if you want to listen to obviously the entirety of my videos Monday through Thursday, you have to download it on the upper right-hand corner starting tomorrow. I mean, everybody in the room already knows this. Before you guys knew, on the right-hand corner, upper right-hand corner, it says download, and you'll see the whole video. So guys, have a great remainder of your Sunday. And with God's help, I'll see you all tomorrow in the live webinar. Have a great, great weekend, guys. Take care.